Social Snippet Show.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Hi everyone, this is Julia from Green Umbrella Marketing.
And it's Christina from, one day I'm going to sound from somewhere else just to really confuse Julia.
Hope you had a really good Christmas and Happy New Year. I don't know, we haven't discussed it. When is the official time when we don't have to say that anymore?
Yesterday.
Okay, anyway, there's been not that much news going on in the last few weeks.
Yeah, really quiet.
It has been a really quiet week. So this week we've got a really good tool for you and just a little bit of an update of what's happened in the last couple of weeks. So should we just crack on with it?
Yeah, absolutely, get into it.
So, number one. Okay, I'm going to do number one. There was a report that came out from BuzzSumo. If you don't know who BuzzSumo are, certainly check them out. But they're one of the thought leaders when it comes to everything to do with social media. But certainly have a look at their report. What they did is they had a look to see what were the most popular types of posts, what got the most engagement type of posts throughout 2018, and they're looking forward to predicting what's going to be happening in 2019. So the thing that interests me the most, the thing that came up top of the grid was video, but not long form video. So Social Media Examiner, if you are listening to this, you were spot on. And they were saying that the biggest peak was certainly videos between 2 and 3 minutes. The second thing surprised me. I don't know if it surprised you, but it was questions. It sort of surprised me, but it's things that we don't necessarily think of too much. So, when was the last time you asked a question to your audience on your Facebook page? But that's one of the most popular things that people are looking for, mainly because it's getting engagement. The more engagement you have on a post, the more exposure you're going to get to your page. So engagement was the second thing. And the third thing, used to be the first thing, was photos and imagery. So they're the top three things, but there is a report, and we put a report down there shortly.
I think the other thing that was interesting on that was because it talked about what the best times to post were and also when you would get the most engagement. And it said, actually, weekends is when people are engaging more on Facebook. And I think as a brand with a Facebook page, especially if you are more in a business-to-business kind of world, but you're using Facebook, you kind of think Monday to Friday because that's when we're all working and that's when we're in that mindset. But, it's something to experiment with, scheduling through Facebook, posts at the weekend, little videos, those and engaging evenings. Questions. Yeah, evenings as well. But like I said, I think we need to be doing a lot more in terms of weekend content to try and just, kickstart those algorithms.
Including us, we plan our strategy, but we probably don't do as much at weekends as we do. We tell our clients, but do we do that as well? Perhaps that's something we should think about. And at the end of the day, Facebook is the thought leader when it comes to social networking sites. We've seen it time and time again. So if Facebook does something first and then follow suit all the other social networking sites. So, more weekend stuff, more evening stuff, perhaps schedule those on your other social networking sites as well, not just Facebook. So that's the first one then, which is as a new report that looks at optimal Facebook posting practices for 2019.
Cool. Okay, so the next thing is if you ever tried to use LinkedIn Help, it's one of the least helpful tools you'll ever come across. But basically, they've introduced like a quick help feature. But what they've done with that, so the quick help feature has been there for a little while, but what they've done is basically it will give you sort of tips and information. And it's essentially, let's say you're on a particular page on LinkedIn, you go to the help option. Because of where you are on LinkedIn, it's kind of going to guess what help you might need. So it's sort of giving you a more personalised experience, preempting what you're going to say, what you're going to ask, that kind of thing. So I think it's going to be really helpful.
Is this just on desktop or is this a quick thing on mobile, do you know? I don't know.
I think it's just on desktop. I haven't seen it on mobile.
Okay.
But like
that looks a bit mobile-ish on the pictures, isn't it?
It is, but I think it opens up a bit like Messenger on the desktop.
Like a live chat.
Yeah,
type thing.
But like I said, it's kind of, it's difficult. When LinkedIn rolls out these things, not everyone gets it all at the same time.
We can't all have a play with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and sometimes, a bit like we saw a few weeks ago, over Christmas, when Instagram are playing with this, side swipe scrolling thing, and they rolled it out by accident.
Yeah.
And then had to sort of take things back. So, it's difficult until we've physically got it to play with. We can only go off the back of the screenshots that exist in the announcements. That said, something unplanned now, guys. sometimes we come across things before we've seen any announcements. So today on a couple of our pages, the pages that we manage on LinkedIn, those pages can now follow hashtags or communities in LinkedIn's language, which, fantastic opportunity for as a brand. Again, it's like we're in the year of, personal branding and, engagement and one-to-one conversation, and all of a sudden LinkedIn are going, oh, well, actually, maybe these company pages do need to be able to talk to other people.
So how does that work then? So
if today, or say this week, because I imagine it's going to be a week or two as it rolls out, if you go into LinkedIn on the desktop and you're finding that you're struggling to get your LinkedIn company page to load, just keep hitting refresh, and it is just be patient, it will come. And when your page actually then loads, you'll find you've got a right-hand column, and your communities bit is in there. So, when you use Facebook as an individual, you're on your home page, you've got your communities on the left-hand side.
I mean LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn, sorry.
So where your hashtags are on the left-hand side.
That's it, your hashtags are your communities.
So you're going to get that on your company page on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, you can follow whatever hashtags you want to. If you click through to those hashtags, you'll see, posts by this person and all that, and you can like and you can comment as the company.
Okay, so it'll all come down as the branded content from the company rather than the individual. This is the first steps for LinkedIn to get a company page to actually have a bit of a voice.
Absolutely. It's really exciting.
That is really good. Can you pin tags, like you can on the communities on the left?
It looks like it works in the same way, but until we have a proper play over multiple pages, can't say for definite. And like I said, this morning we've had several pages that wouldn't load properly on LinkedIn, and that's been what the issue has. Once we've then loaded, we've got this new feature.
Right.
But I haven't seen any announcements anywhere, and I know I probably see the LinkedIn announcements. You tend to see sort of the Facebook and Instagram announcements first. I tend to see the LinkedIn announcements first. So,
you told me about it this morning. I didn't know about it.
I'd say I haven't seen anything from anyone. In fact, we should be sort of tweeting and tagging in some of our thought leaders rather than just telling you a lot about it.
Too right. Okay, so that's that one. So that's LinkedIn. So LinkedIn are improving the help. Also look at the new stuff on communities on LinkedIn company pages.
Just watch out for it. If you have issues with company pages over the course of the week. This one's for you.
This one's for me. Okay, so this is a new wicked tool that Google have just launched called Google Lenses. And it works from like an AR type of thing. It's a little bit like Pokemon, I suppose. You get your phone, you load up Google Lenses, you put it over something. For example, they've put on the example, which is a lamp, but it might be something that you've seen perhaps in a shop or someone's house, and you think, oh, I wouldn't mind one of those. And you just launch Google Lenses, you launch the camera within the app, hover over it, and it will give you underneath where you can actually buy them and what the prices are for. So it's like a shopping type lens as well. If you go onto google.com or do google.co.uk and you type in any product and you get the shopping bits at the top, and you can automatically search for things. I'm assuming it's linked with that in some way. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, next one. Instagram.
Yeah, so Instagram have basically given us some more stickers now. So the latest one is so that you can basically share a song that you want to, perhaps you're listening to and it's got you in the mood. She's
smiling, but she's thinking, oh, I'd never use this.
Well, do you know, it's really funny actually, because my daughter is, she's on Instagram and her stories. So I saw this for the first time because, controlling mother. So I was, just checking what she's posting, that kind of thing. Anyway, her stories was, this is my playlist. And it was each story was another song with some, cool imagery in the background. So
she
actually,
has got a good voice,
I do get it. I like this one. I really do. But it just feels like stories across the board. Yeah, everyone's getting into stories.
Even YouTube now.
Yeah. There's just so much going on, and
even LinkedIn. I don't know anyone that's used them though.
No, well, I think it's still only being tested, isn't it? On LinkedIn. But they are, like I said, all these stickers, being able to layer them up, you can do some pretty cool stuff with those. But, and I know we're talking about Instagram now, but on Facebook stories, pages have now got little stickers that are those sort of call to actions of shop now, buy now. So there's just so much is going to come from this. It really is. And again, it's back on that more personal one-to-one communication or style of communicating. So yeah, I mean,
it's quick. Yeah, we're all time starved, but stories is short, sharp, little bits of information.
You know, from a brand perspective, you know, we could post something today, and it's, you might have done something in the past, everyone's favourite movie, or what was your first car, and that kind of thing. And actually, well, it's, everyone's rocking in the office today, and there's, a few, we got a theme tune now. So I just think that it's about being creative with this stuff, and I think this is one of those things we can actually do a little bit with.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so the next one is actually really cool. This is one from Twitter. So Twitter's got this new toggle button. We may have mentioned it before, but actually now it's on everybody's phone. So if you're on iOS, they've actually called it, listen to this thing's a bit corny, it's called Sparkle, which is really quite cute because it's like little stars.
Because it's a sparkle.
It's a sparkle. So if you launch Twitter app, if you've updated it recently, on the right-hand side, you'll see something which looks like, it's like a big blue star and then a little yellow one and then a little red one as well. So if you tap that, it actually toggles to the latest information or the latest tweets. So, if you want to bypass the algorithm rather than being fed information that Twitter thinks you want to be fed information for, it works in a similar way the toggle button does on LinkedIn. So check out Sparkle.
Yeah. One thing I'd say though is just don't do it once and think that's it, it's done forever. If you're in Twitter every 5 minutes and you change it to latest, it is going to stay that way. But if you're checking Twitter every couple of days, you'll find next time you're in there, it's kind of gone back to the algorithmic feed rather than the latest feed. But no, it is fab.
So that's that one. Twitter has a new toggle button called Sparkle. We've just been playing with this and it's really poo.
So Facebook has introduced new camera tools for Messenger. So again, I think, do you know?
We've got to sound enthusiastic about these new tools.
Okay, so let's think realistically. If you look at tools like Snapchat, the Instagram direct messaging thing, all the kids are on, they're all using that as well. With all the, funny faces and the
interactive stuff.
And, so a Messenger's kind of, I don't know, it just was a bit dormant, and now it keeps trying to do everything it can to not only catch up but take over. And it is something like there's nearly like 1.5 billion people using Facebook Messenger now since they've started to put all these new things into it. But basically they keep introducing new camera features within Messenger, and this latest one is, like you can send someone a GIF. Basically you can send the GIF and then you'll see there's a little camera next to it, so you can then take a photo, and it is like that augmented reality. If you think Pokemon Go, if you ever saw any screenshots, if you had a play with that, your camera's pointing, at the lamppost in the street, and there's your little character sat at the bottom of it, pecking at the ground. Kind of, imagine you can create something like that and send it to someone else, which, I don't know, maybe we're too old, Julia. I don't get it. But, it's just, it's been announced, it's rolled out, we've got it. Maybe there's some kinks that need ironing out with that particular thing though. Because at the minute it's just, the user experience of it is a bit like, why would I bother?
It's got Boomerang on it though.
Yeah, they've added Boomerang as well. Okay. So again,
I haven't seen that.
Yeah. So if you go to take a photo, works exactly the same as it does on Instagram. You're pressing and holding for however many seconds. When you release, you can then send that video, and it's just going to play and just keep going. So it's just the Boomerang we all know and love.
Okay, so that's that one. So Facebook has new camera tools for messengers. There are 3 things,
and there's selfie mode as well.
Yeah, what is selfie mode then? That is just, does it blur out the background?
Blurs out the background, yeah. So on some phones, exactly. Some phones you've got it already in portrait mode, But so yeah, so it's weird. It's like they're just going, oh well, everyone else is doing that. We should do it on Facebook Messenger too.
Okay, a bit of a weird one. Okay, right, we're going to end up with the tool of the week. So the tool of the week, if you're into planning for 2019, and if you manage more than one social media accounts for different businesses, then this is a really good tool. It's called TickTick. The reason I like it, I've been using it now for probably about 3 or 4 weeks. And the reason I like it is because it works a bit like Dropbox. You know, if you add something to your Dropbox, then it appears on your mobile phone and it appears in all different other places. And TickTick's the same. So basically you do your to-do list. I'm not going to show you mine because I did this earlier and I put something on it that I need to do today. And it's still on there.
I can feel...
I'm not going to tell you what that was, but anyway, so it's
if you want to know about Julia's biggest faux pas, you need to be a member of our coaching club because that's where they all happen.
Oh gosh, have I gone red? I think I probably have. Sheila Kerwin, if you're listening to this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's a Google Chrome extension, so literally you launch Google Chrome, you can just click on it and your to-do list is there. And then if you've gone away and you've gone for a run or gone for a walk or whatever, gone to the gym and you think, oh, I need to do something, you just grab your phone, add it to your list, and then it's there on your desktop or your mobile phone and you can print things out and it does loads of stuff. And there's an upgraded version and a free version, but it's called TickTick. And I just want for you to tick off your list this year.
Cool.
You still like your paper ones, don't you?
Yeah, I love drawing my little box and colouring it in when I'm done.
She doesn't go out of the lines. She's quite good. Okay, I think that's us done for today. That's it.
That's it, I think. Yeah, all
right.
good.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
See you next week. Ta-da!
Bye.
Bye.
Snippet Show.